This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It should not be used to substitute the advice from your medical professional or primary care provider. If you are having any kind of medical issue or emergency, you should call 911 or go to your nearest emergency room, urgent care center, or consult with your doctor. Welcome to
Healthcare Snitches. Hi, my name is Kim.
My name is Jasmine.
And welcome to Healthcare Snitches.
Yes, welcome. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you guys to like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, which a lot of people do, seems like. So make sure you like and subscribe. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, also remember to like and subscribe to the channel so that you get notifications. So turn your notifications on as well so that you're notified when we drop a new episode, which we do every other Sunday. So just wanted to remind you guys.
Yes, and tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your mamas, tell your sisters,
tell your aunties, tell your uncles,
tell your neighbors,
tell your doctor.
Which I did the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did tell my doctor.
She checks it out.
Monday. I hope that you're watching Dr. P. I don't want to put her name out there.
Yeah.
So today, we really don't have a topic that we are going to discuss that is health related, but what we are going to do is we are going to celebrate National Women's Month. And what is today, Jasmine?
Today is International Women's Day.
Exactly.
So
we're going to talk about women and the capes that we wear, our struggles, or as Jasmine would say, our suffrage.
Our suffrage, yes. Women's suffrage, our trials and tribulations, okay?
Because I'm sure you guys can definitely relate to some of the stuff that we're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we start, Jazz?
Where do we start? So I think for me, at least, I don't know what it is to be anything other than a woman, right? So, like, just speaking from my perspective, it's like from teenage years into early 20s and adulthood, and now, you know, getting into the 40s. It's like a different struggle every
I feel like the 40s for me have been the biggest struggles during my lifetime. Actually, no. Once becoming a mom, that's where my struggle started.
Yeah. You know, of course, we all as women, we have struggles entering the workforce and school.
Menstruation.
Right. I think a lot of our recent struggles have been workplace related. And then I think second to that would be motherhood related.
Yeah, with all the responsibilities that come along with that.
Yeah, and then also relationship related.
Yeah. Just life. Life is a struggle.
Life is a struggle. I feel like those are the three main buckets that can go down in flames.
I remember when I was in 9th grade and I used to take the J train to school. And I remember I had cramps so bad that I cut school early. And I laid out on the entire seat like a bum. Laid out on the seat. I had cramps so bad. I ended up getting off at the last exit. At the last stop in Manhattan, which was like Essex. And I just went into a restaurant and I ordered just a ginger ale because, you know, ginger ale cures everything.
Yes, that's the Black people medicine.
Yep. And then I went to Dwayne Reed and I bought liquid Tylenol because I didn't know how to swallow pills at that age. I didn't learn until I was 25. I blame my mama. Rest in peace, sis.
Oh, you don't blame her?
Yeah, no, she never ever taught me. She never made me swallow a pill. And I had liquid Tylenol and ginger ale. The cramps were cramping.
Did it help?
I remember going home and finally making it home. I don't even remember if it helped.
Was that your first time having your period? Like,
no, but the contractions were coming.
Okay, every minute.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our introduction into womanhood, right? These painful cramps, and great, they're so wonderful. And then when you get older, you decide you want to have kids, that's even worse.
Or the kids decide they want you to be their mom.
Right. Exactly. Whichever one comes first.
Whichever comes first.
Child.
Yeah, and then childbirth is a whole nother episode. Even though mine was not bad, but pregnancy almost took us both out.
Yes. Yes.
It's so crazy because we didn't even know each other, and we had some of the same issues.
Yeah, I had very, very rough pregnancies, nausea, vomiting, sickness, food poisoning,
Hanging by
dehydration, fluids, you name it. I had it. She had it too.
I remember going down to 98 pounds during my pregnancy and passing out at work while I was giving a patient medication like 2 in the morning. My blood sugar was at 44. And that's when my doctor finally put me on bed rest because I just couldn't do it. So you and I were both on a struggle bus. We were on the same bus. We had the same driver and everything.
We did.
And we were actually pregnant at the same time.
We were.
For your last one.
Yeah, for my last one.
And we didn't even know each other. That's how you know we soul sisters.
Yes.
But it was awful. The things that women have to go through, it's just like a man could never.
They could never. I feel like some women do have like fairly easy pregnancies. Unfortunately, we were not blessed to have such such ease in our pregnancy.
Some have no problems.
Some have no problems. I know my mom struggled with hers. She was always sick with hers. So usually you can kind of gauge like how you're gonna do based on how your mom did, and she just did not. She told me hers were struggles, but I thought it was because it was in 1855, and so I didn't think I would have the same struggles. And also hers was all mixy, right? So like first one was in 1855, the second one was with twins. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm, we in the 2000s,
and medicine,
the mid, right? It's advanced. Like I have GMO in my genes, and like I'll be good. Was not the case. Sick from the moment
that the sperm hit the egg.
Yes.
Me too. That's how I knew I was pregnant.
I'm like,
before I even took a test, I was sick.
Yeah, I was like, something's different here. Yeah. Just sick for no reason. They used to call me 2 bites, okay? Because that's all I could eat.
I could not even eat, and I'm going to tell the story again for them because you've heard it before. My husband brought me up some soup and some crackers. And all I could do was lick the salt off of the saltine cracker. I couldn't even eat the cracker.
Dang, just to stay alive.
It was so awful. And for me, in my life, I'm one and done. If something traumatizes me, I'm never going to go through it again. I don't know how you did it. You must have fell and bumped your head a couple of times.
Yeah, the other two were not planned. So it's kind of like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, I would not have been able to do that again. It was awful. So yeah, some women are born for this. For me, I knew I could never house another life in this here uterus.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it ever again. So
I can't be your friend if you do that because I can't watch you.
You sound like all the rest of them talking about something. If you
go through this.
You sound like my mom and the other one.
You go through this.
Talking about we can't watch you go through it again.
Even though it's not about me,
it's not
about you and the baby. It is going to take me back. I got PTSD. I cannot watch this.
I know, but
so hit me up when little Tink Tink is born.
But my kids are so cute and they're so special. So I'm very thankful that I made it through, even though I almost died a few times.
You saw the light.
I saw the light several times. Once I gave birth, I was perfectly fine. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because it's like a foreign object.
Yeah, like an alien or something, trying to like escape. And I know we're not making this sound good for anybody that may want to go through this, but it wasn't good.
No.
Sorry. I'm not going to be the one to lie.
My childbirth was textbook. It was
mine was too, because I wanted it to be over.
It was so fast. It was so easy. It was just 1, 2, 3, push 3 times.
Yep.
That's it. It was so good. And my doctor said to me, "You're going to be back because of this delivery." I said, "No, I'm not."
You don't know. He doesn't know you.
One and done.
Yeah.
One and done. I threw up at the circus when I was 5 eating cotton candy. I don't eat cotton candy. I'm traumatized.
I can't. Never eat cotton candy again.
I'm traumatized. All right. So now that we talked about why people should not get pregnant. Now that we've traumatized.
You're pregnant at your own risk.
Right. Now that we've traumatized our audience.
Right.
What are some other topics that we can talk about women? We can talk about how we were on the struggle bus also when we got our masters.
I'm like, oh, I'm struggle bus.
Because
Which time?
we both had
Which
our
route?
kids when we were in school.
Yeah.
And you were like macho and strong going through this because didn't you take more than one class at a time?
I did.
Yeah.
So
I took my
for
class.
my journey to get my master's, I started it after I had my second child. And then I was like gung ho. I'm like, yes, I'm not, I didn't really plan on having any more kids after that, but that didn't really pan out. But was going strong. I was taking a few classes at a time because I was still working full time and had the two kids, so it was a lot. But then got pregnant again, and I had to take a break because I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It was too much.
I never knew this.
Yeah,
I feel like I just met you. I thought that you started after you had the 3 kids.
No, so I put it on pause. I put it on pause for like a year.
Yeah, because you had to hang by a thread.
I had to hang. I knew I was going to be hanging by a thread because it was my third. I wasn't new to this, so I took a pause. I like put in for a leave of absence, went about my business, had the child.
You had the child.
Had the child.
Had the girl.
Had the girl. She was great. And then I was like, okay, let's get this back started. So
you started up again.
I started up again I think in either the end of 2016 or the beginning of 2017.
Oh, so Layla was just one.
Yeah. I said, I got to finish this because I felt like I had started it way before. I think I might have started in 2014.
I started mine in 2012.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I started in 2014. I took that break because, I had to be a mom. And then I restarted and I'm like, I got to do more classes if I want to finish. I had a goal in mind of when I wanted to finish. And so I said, I'm going to take, I mapped it out and I said, I'm going to take X amount of classes.
You took 2 or 3?
Yeah, I think 3.
Woo, child.
And I went in, right? I had just started working at Rumsey and I really wanted to be done with it because I just wanted to be done with it and get it over with. So I went back and then I graduated in 2018. I said what I got to do. I did everything I had to do. It was very hard because some of the courses for my master's, I didn't know what I was doing.
I had about 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah, I have to admit, especially like the pharmacology courses. So
you had to fake it till you made it?
I had to fake it until I made it. Yes, and pray. I was in there modeling
Didn't
medication.
You create an app or something?
Yes, that's what I did for my thesis. But before that, they had me in there 3D modeling medications in some software. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
And I bet you got an A.
I didn't. That was the only class where I didn't get an A. Everything else I got A's. I got a B+ or something in that. Okay. And I'm like, you know what? You messed up my perfect
4.0?
Yeah.
But you know what? You should be proud of that B+ because you were struggling like it was a pregnancy, honey.
I was struggling. I was in all types of computer labs. I was asking Sandy's husband for help because he was a chem person, some type of scientist. I went down to the pharmacy. I didn't know what I was doing.
The pharmacy that's in the hospital?
Mm-hmm. I couldn't.
Was the pharmacist able to help you? Probably not.
Nobody knew what I was talking about. I said, after all this, I better be able to do brain surgery and open heart surgery.
Well, with the combination of your master's and you watching
Grey's Anatomy,
I'm sure you can do it.
Right. I think I underestimated how clinical the degree I was going for was. Yeah. I have my master's in biomedical informatics. And they took that biomedical part very seriously.
But those two, the biomedical and the informatics are both telling me that I could never.
I should have been telling myself I could never, but somehow I made it through. But when I tell you, okay, I had to do like anatomy, physiology, disease processes,
This is why I say you're adverse.
um,
You just didn't take your
right,
NCLEX.
right,
Yeah.
understanding like cellular structures and all the
Did you
systems.
have to take genetics?
Um, I don't remember. If I did, I don't
That was
remember.
one of the hardest classes from my nursing bachelor's, genetics.
I don't know, child. I know I had to know, all those different types of diseases to know where to like how to classify them.
Did you have to know the whole disease process and stuff?
Yeah,
Child.
yeah.
Well, I only had one class that I can recall that had me ready to slip my wrist and relocate.
Which one was that?
Remember,
Was
it
that the
was
business one?
one. It was the statistics,
Oh, no,
but
no,
it was a whole nother level of stats. So I was in these streets trying to find
no.
people to help me, people who have majored in stats before, and the two people that I found were like, no. I was offering to pay $500. Like, somebody just help me. And it was a summer course, so it was only 4 weeks long. And remember my final. Do you remember the amount of hours my final took me? Because we were able to start and stop.
Wasn't it like the next day? Like
19
hours.
hours.
Yeah, I remember that.
A
I was like,
19
girl,
hour
we okay?
final. Talk about you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah.
And remember when I sent you the picture of the scrap paper? Talk about you know what you're doing. I got an A. I don't know who I slept with.
Okay. Well, I mean, you did what you needed to do.
I worked hard. I worked so hard. Oh my God. It was harder than childbirth. But what I remember from getting my master's is my husband was working 2 jobs. So I was responsible for drop off and pick up for Corey, for bath time, because she was like a baby. Bath time, dinner, trying to sleep train her. Putting her in her crib and just letting her scream it out and cry it out. Remember, I would put her in her crib and then go do my assignments for school. Commuting to New York for 5 days a week at that time.
Yeah, because it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, commuting to New York 5 days a week, driving back and forth. So I couldn't like study on the bus or sleep on the bus because it was Staten Island. Just still being responsible for other things besides school, right? You still have work.
Yeah.
Your kids were older, so they could actually ask you things, and I'm sure that they even though both parents were in the household, I'm sure that they were like, mommy, when they could have easily asked their dad.
Yeah, so it was a lot of me going to like Panera or Starbucks or the library. The library was my jam when I could, and I'm talking
Was
late
it the
at
school
night.
library?
Yeah,
Or, okay.
Yeah, I used to go to the Rutgers library right there, and I would, child, I'd be up in there. First of all, with these young kids that are in there, my old behind in there, looking around, not knowing what I'm doing.
Oh, I was a geriatric when I got my nursing degree.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
there was that, but at least there were no kids asking me to make them a sandwich or
come wipe their butts.
Right, or just lay on me or whatever. Because, like you said, Layla was 1 at that time.
Yeah. Layla and Corey were the same age. Our girls are 6 months apart, literally. Yeah. One is January, one is July.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is. So the struggle was real, but I almost feel like if you're motivated enough, you just feel like I gotta do it, right? And especially to do it and have such good grades at it. Yeah. Like once you get to the point of getting your master's, it should be in something that you're actually like interested in and good at. And so I feel like that helps too, because I was always very interested, minus that whole pharmacology thing, very interested in what I was actually like learning about. And I retained a lot of the information. Yeah. I knew a lot about the informatics side because I was already working in it. So that helped, but believe it or not, that was like a very small part of my like coursework. Curriculum. Yeah. They're like, what is an electronic health record? And I'm like, okay, next. Because I already knew what that was at that time. I had already
damn near built it.
Right. And I had done the implementation at SMG. Yeah. So, I don't need to, that was like just whatever.
Very elementary.
Very elementary, Watson. Like it just.
Well, yeah. I think that Jasmine and I are living proof that you can do anything that you put your mind to, ladies. Okay. Mm-hmm. And even though it is a struggle, when you are done and you graduate, it's the best feeling in the world. Do you hear me?
Can nobody tell me
nope
nothing?
And even though our kids were young, well, when I finally graduated, I was taking one class at a time. Corey was what, 4 or 5? Wait, that was 2021. How long ago was that?
So she was 5.
Help me carry.
So she was 5 because she was born 2016. So she was almost 5.
Okay. So
she wasn't even 5?
She wasn't even 5.
Oh my God.
But she was present at my virtual graduation with us. Well, she was present.
Was she there?
And not present. She was there, but she was in the living room playing. But she knew what was going on.
I don't remember her being there.
She knew what was going on. And I just think that it's a good example that you set for your children. So ladies, I know some of you out here working 1, 2, 3 jobs. Some of you are single moms. Some of you feel like you hanging by a thread and you can't do it. You can do it.
You can do it at any age.
Yes, because I was geriatrical.
You can do it at any level of support. You know, that's why we always say build up your support system, because it definitely helped. Even though I don't really want to give him a shout out, but I wasn't, like right now I'm divorced, but I wasn't at that time. And so I don't think I would have been able to do it without having a present spouse. So I will say that. It helped with me being able to run off to the library, and I wouldn't have been able to, I just wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have probably just done it the best way I could, but
it just made it a little bit more accommodating.
It did.
Yeah. I remember I had to finish my 10-page paper, and I only had 3 pages written, and I got in the car. Boo stayed with Corey. I got in the car, and I sat in the Kmart parking lot from about 2 p.m. until it started getting dark.
Why?
Because I needed peace and quiet.
So you couldn't go to
I couldn't go to a library. I wasn't getting dressed. It was a Sunday.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And I finished my paper. I got an A on that paper, by the way, people. Yeah. So sometimes you got to do different things to make it work, but you can definitely do it, guys. We have capes on our backs.
We do.
Women, we have capes on our backs. Okay, so that's the schooling. What else?
Work. Oh my gosh. So let's talk about that. So all while doing that, we were both working, right? At one point, we were working at all the points we were working at the same place, actually.
Yeah.
And that within itself, especially working in spaces that are male dominated, right? So like
have a boys club.
they have boys clubs going on. There are like very few women in informatics or in healthcare administration. Well, there are women in healthcare administration. I ain't even gonna hold you. Not a lot of Black women.
Not a lot. That's what I was gonna say.
But there's other women there.
Yeah. Some of them been there since they cut the ribbon.
Right. And they don't take too kindly to younger folks as well as Black folks or anyone of color for that matter. So it's been a struggle. I just put it out there. It's been a struggle.
It has been a struggle. I've watched a lot of your struggles with you being in leadership and them not wanting to follow what they are supposed to be doing based on your assessment, your recommendations, and your requirements. And it wasn't just leadership. It was low-level people as well.
Yeah.
It was very problematic.
And simply because they don't really like the messenger, right? Because what I say, if I speak up on something and I give my opinion and I say, I think we should do this. One, it's coming from a place of my experience, whether that is because I've been through some stuff or I've seen some stuff or I know some stuff because I learned it, right? Like through the struggle of going to school and modeling, even though that has never come up, by the way, might I add. I've never had to do that another day in my life. Maybe I will have to use that at one point. I do kind of want to get into pharmacy side of things. But that has never come up. I have never had to use that. Just like I have never had to use some of the other stuff that I learned.
Chemistry.
Right. See, it's all related. I've never had to use that. But, you have people that will straight up, I've had many many men in meetings mansplain something that I have literally just said. So
And
I'll
they
say
mansplain it wrong.
they do. So I would say something like, he was born in 1865, and they'll be like, I know, in 1865 he was born,
Yeah.
and everyone's like,
good
yeah,
answer.
yeah, yeah.
But when
But I'm
you
like, I
said
just
it,
said it.
when you said it, it's like,
I don't think he
so.
was born
Yeah.
in 1865.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time that I've seen somebody mansplain something that you had already said, okay, whether it was in that moment or before then, they were wrong.
Yeah.
Loud and wrong.
Loud and wrong.
Remember, you had to correct the I guess he was the CFO.
Remind me of the time. I don't.
He was there was a report that you created for the meeting with a whole bunch of numbers. And he was trying to tell you it was ABC, and you was like, no, it's CDE.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. And that was the chief financial. Was he the CFO? Yeah. And he couldn't carry the one.
He couldn't carry the one, but trying to make it seem like I couldn't carry the one.
Yeah.
So I had to carry him in front of people. Which, again, I don't like doing, because I feel like it is, I don't know whether it's because I pledged. I just find like you shouldn't be correcting people in front of people at certain times, but
that was
you
a
have
large
to do
audience.
it. Okay. And what you're not going to do is make it seem like I'm wrong, because what I can definitely tell you is that as a Black woman, I quadruple check my stuff before I get up in here.
You have to.
And so, just so that you can't call me out in front of everybody, okay?
Yeah.
And be like, oh, the Black woman was wrong.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
Even though Jasmine is my friend, she used to be my boss, and oh my God, I learned so much from her. You exposed me to so many things in upper leadership that I should not have been exposed to, and that's why
you making it sound like I exposed you to some type of parties or something.
No. Meaning, you would put me in all these meetings, face-to-face meetings, where it's all upper leadership, and I'm the only registered nurse there. Remember those?
I do.
You actually had me put in on that team. Like, she exposed me to so much, and she taught me so much, and that's why I'm able to survive there today.
And I'm glad I had a witness to some of the foolery, right? Because like sometimes you feel like you making it up, or you're just being like that person or sensitive, but no, you would actually witness like being talked over, people mansplaining things after I just explained it, me saying, this is how I think this is going to play out, no one listening to it, and then it playing out just that way. And then I'm sitting over there like, I told ya, like, I told you this months ago because I know.
Yeah, and everything that you said. So what I also witnessed there is people would try to go around her or step on her toes and not even include you in things that you were supposed to be included in. But then once everything go and it started to fail, then they come knocking on her door, and she's like, well, why wasn't I included in the first place? So many people try to not involve her in things that she should have been involved in, especially our EMR, because she is the one who implemented it throughout the organization. And remember her who had my same date of birth and my initials?
Yep. Oh,
yeah, her. She would always try to keep you out of
stuff. Oh, she would always do it. But then in the end,
she always needed you.
I would be needed, because guess what? You didn't know what you were doing in the first place.
Like calls, having these calls that you should have been on.
Yep, doing a whole bunch of stuff you have no business doing. And for me, I'm only going to fight for so much. Like, if you want to try to do it on your own, something that's not even in your wheelhouse, like, why are you trying to do that? Fine by me. But again, your poor planning is not my emergency. That is a mantra I adopted
you always
during that time. And so if you don't want to plan appropriately to include me, because you know I'm the person, and it's not bad that I'm the one that knows it. Are you mad that you don't, like, you can't know everything.
Yes, they were mad.
One person can't know everything.
But you kind of knew a lot.
Yeah, but so then why would you exclude me? So So now you're coming to me you're still coming to me. So you either come to me
in the beginning
before
and involve
or
me,
now come to me in duress. So I could look at you and be like,
I got something
what's
else
his
to
name?
do.
Scar, and peel your little paw off the cliff and watch you fall.
Not the Lion King.
Yes, I mean at that point that's what I want to do.
Not the Lion King, sis.
I'm just saying.
Well, I think that you went through a lot there. I think Jasmine's experience there is equivalent to all her life she had to fight.
All my life I had to fight. And even though I'm not there anymore, I still do have to face some of those same struggles on a much smaller scale. And quite honestly, because I was so traumatized by that experience, some of it is actually just like a rewiring of my thinking that I have to do. But some of it is actual, like, sexism and misogyny.
Yeah.
And just, again, like I said, being a lot of the time the only Black woman, that does come with some inherent bias that people have. They don't think they're being a certain kind of way, but they are, right? So, like, when my white counterparts make a suggestion and they're like, oh, that's a great idea, but when I do, it's kind of like,
Oh, still?
not really, but I don't know. I don't. Sometimes it could be me.
Let me find out you're not even making suggestions.
I'm not. I actually don't. I actually don't really. I do make them, but it's way less. Like,
yeah, because you were like, she was like the brain, and the organization was Pinky, right? That's how it was there. So I feel like here you're probably dealing with more professional type of people, more people who actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They understand what the goals are and stuff.
They do, but I do,
and they're innovative. That's something that we are lacking.
They are, but I feel like I also bring a little bit of a different like experience to the table because none of them really
have pop experience.
No, they do. They just didn't like run programs. They didn't work in the hospital. Like, I always ask myself, like, why am I working at this hospital? But I kind of see it. It really like rounded things out for me. And again, it's still a struggle, not as much of a struggle, but you know your struggles that you go through now, being a woman, being a supervisor, overseeing the care management and population health, and the health of the population. And how that is, and
almost choked.
I think we've been fortunate to have some either white women counterparts or male, whether there be white or Black counterparts that kind of help us along the way, because we kind of need that a little bit sometimes for credibility, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because us coming by ourselves somehow is not enough. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because we're Black women. But even with our powers combined,
yeah,
folks will still be like, I don't think it's good enough.
It has happened before.
And we're like, what?
It has happened before.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no names, but remember the AVP of the Peanut Gallery?
Yes.
There was this one guy who was supposed to be he was supposed to be like informatics IT kind of guy, right?
Yeah. That was in his title. Yep.
Okay. So I used to always call him the AVP of Peanut Gallery because he knew nothing at all.
And did he say September 31st?
That's what I was getting ready to tell them.
Oh.
So we would have this, was that a bi-weekly meeting of the ER utilization?
Yeah.
It was like a bi-weekly meeting of the ER utilization. So we trying to figure out who are our frequent flyers, what can we do to get rid of them, and da da da. And he was sitting there and he was like, all right, so it looks like the next time that we meet it's going to be September 31st.
Yeah.
So it's a room full of women. It was all women. You weren't there.
I was there.
No, you went on vacation.
No. I was there.
But I'm the one who said something. Why didn't you say something?
Because he's the one that always mansplained, and I
Okay.
wasn't about to say nothing. I was definitely there.
Were you? I don't
Yes.
remember.
Me,
Okay.
you, and I feel like Ashley was there too.
No. But what's the black lady from the VNA? She was there.
Cheryl.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was in the auditorium.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
So
was
you
there.
were there. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So he said.
Very much so.
He
Like,
said
what?
September 31st, and I looked at Cheryl. And I looked at the paper, and I looked at him. I said, there is no September 31st.
I can't.
It's September 30th. And then didn't he act like it was like a mistake or something?
Yeah, he's like,
No,
oh.
he really didn't. He really didn't know. He really didn't.
Yeah, but that was the same person that used to mansplain things. That used to try to explain my programs that I run in meetings, and I'm like, I'm right here, but
No.
and explain them wrong.
You have corrected him so many
Yes.
times in those meetings.
Yeah.
You like no.
Yeah.
That is not true. That's not how we do it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if any of you women out there, no matter what color you are, if you've had to go through things like this, dealing with people who are probably paid more than you, less qualified than you, who just are just on top
for no good reason, and then you feel like you not only have to like prove yourself, but now you got to fight them because they're trying to diminish what you bring to the table.
Oh yeah.
And it's strictly because of who you are, not because you don't know what you're doing. Just because they take one look at you and they're like, please, like.
I'm surprised you did not correct him in that meeting.
Why
didn't you correct him? Because I didn't do it immediately. I looked at Cheryl first.
I was sick of him by that point.
We all were.
If he wanted to say September 31st, I was going to let everybody show back up to the auditorium on September 31st.
It was social workers, care managers. Nobody said anything.
Nope. They were like, okay, we'll see you then.
I'm so done. September 31st. Please, guys, learn what months go up to the 31st.
Yeah. Use your knuckles, knuckles, your fingers, whatever you got to use it.
Yo, that's crazy.
I can't. But
he was laid off anyway, so.
He was. And struggles, as a woman in the workplace. And even down to getting pregnant, right? That for me, there was a point in time where I was like, you know what, I gotta cut this. I can't be getting pregnant no more because it's slowing me down. All right.
Wait, you gotta cut what? Your tubes?
No. Just something's got to be cut. I don't know what, but I'm not doing this again because with each pregnancy, it was a setback because I was sick all throughout. And then you go on maternity leave and then you're out for 12 weeks and then your job's just hanging out. And for me, I was very ambitious. I knew I wanted to finish my master's. I wanted to advance. Yeah, I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to advance in my career. And so I had to honestly say, like, I can't have any more kids right now. Like, that has to be put on pause because that slows you down. And it's not something that men have to deal with at all. Like, what's his face probably took a little bit of time in paternity leave. But other than that,
so he took 6 weeks.
It was just like
he didn't help me. He was in Brooklyn going to get haircuts, hanging out.
I can't.
No,
it's business as usual for them, right? They take them little weeks, they go back to work. They don't have to deal with any of the physical ramifications and the pumping and the breastfeeding or any of that stuff. Waking up in the middle of the night. They ain't got to deal with that. Like, we had to deal with that.
Making sure that the baby breathes.
Right, because you're paranoid and you're psycho, because you're psycho about yourself, so now you're psycho about other people. I can't. So they didn't have to deal with any of that. So I had to put that thing on pause. But even having the kids, and then once they're here, being the person that is going to pick them up if the school nurse calls because they're sick every 5 seconds.
You are speaking my life.
Or going to the daycare. We don't even talk about the daycare and the prices of that, but you're still their main like caregiver. And so it slows you down in terms of having or wanting to advance or being able to advance in the workplace and be ambitious. You're tired. Nobody got time to be ambitious. You are tired.
Fried, and laid to the side.
Talk about next level exhaustion. I thought I was tired in college when, we used to stay up, party. I pledged. I thought I was tired at that time.
No, this is
nothing compares to the exhaustion that you will face when you have kids in that newborn stage. And I mean,
it's 7. I'm so fatigued.
No, I know, but in the newborn phase, you like
I feel like that was the easy part for me.
It wasn't for me.
Maybe because you had multiples. Was the first one easy for you?
No, because he was miserable.
Oh right. He
was
my colicky, right?
He was, and like, I exclusively breastfed my kids for the first year of their lives, each of them. I tried to do 2, but I couldn't make it. And that's
Did
extreme.
You pump?
I did pump, but when I was on maternity leave, I would just feed them because I was there, so I didn't really have a need to pump. But that for them, for whatever reason, breast milk don't sit as long as the formula.
Yeah, so they have to.
Oh my God! So they would wake up like every 2 hours, 3 hours.
At one point, were you breastfeeding 2 of them because you had them babies back?
No.
Oh,
No.
Ooh, girl, I was gonna say you had one on each.
Absolutely not. Okay, but
why can't men just give vasectomies? Why can't y'all just snip?
Yeah, because once I said, let's cut this thing off, had that conversation with my ex to say, all right, so I don't really, birth control really doesn't agree with me.
Me either.
And so what we going to do here? Because
are we going to abstain?
Right. Because either it's not happening or something's happening. Like, who knows? So I did what was best for me. I got an IUD. And when I tell you, the moment I got that IUD is when I got promoted like twice in the same year. No lie. I got that thing in 2017, probably. I put my head down. I did what I needed to do. I got the master's. I got promoted once in 2018 after I got the master's, and then I got promoted again in did I get 2 promotions in 1 year?
It was
I don't know.
Back to back.
But what I do know.
You got promoted in 20 what?
I don't know, 17, 18?
17, and then you got promoted again in 20. Like, it was April of 2019, I think. Because I had a year of dealing with her BS.
Okay, yeah. So the first one was in 2018, the second one was 2019. Because it was right before I got my master's. They decided to promote me. It was back to back. But when I tell you, the moment I said, let's do this, and then let's not do this, okay, is when everything started to take off. Now, maybe it was a coincidence. I don't know. But all I know is I wasn't taking breaks to have kids. And so, unfortunately, sometimes we got to make those decisions to say, even if you did want to have more kids, which I didn't really at the time anyway.
That's unfortunate, though, because men don't have to think about that.
No, they don't. They don't. Because we're the ones doing it.
Yeah, you really did get promoted back to back. It was well deserved, also. Yeah. Because you was doing the work anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well have gotten a title and a salary to go with it.
True. True.
Anything else about work?
Suffrage. Again, I say suffrage.
I wish we could hit lotto for it.
I do too. Because can't nobody tell me nothing. Okay.
I would call out Rich.
Me too.
Hi.
I'd be like, look,
I'm not coming in today or tomorrow or for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Somebody, if you want this laptop back, come get it. But
wait, you would even mail the laptop back?
Whatever you want, I'll do it. But I'm just saying, I'm out.
And whatever I left there, you can toss it.
Exactly. You can have it. Give it away to charity.
Huh? Oh my God, it would be amazing.
It would be,
wouldn't it?
It's not a retirement plan though, but
I know. But it could be.
It could be. Yeah. In the back of my mind, it is.
Oh my God, today is Mega Million. We need to play. All right. When we finish with this recording. Okay, so we talked about childbirth. We talked about cramps and
laying down on the J bus.
The J train.
Oh,
you are so from Jersey.
I'm from Jersey, we don't do those things.
The J bus?
We get in the car. You don't go. You stay home. Okay.
The J train, sis.
Sure, whatever.
The J bus.
Is there no J bus?
The buses are in numbers.
I'm sorry for all you New Yorkers. I'm so sorry. I'm from Jersey.
So you'll take the 26
to
the 54.
26 to the 92.
Yes.
To the C or the A.
Right, yes.
Okay.
But there are number trains as well.
Okay.
Have you never been on a New York City train?
Yeah, of course I have.
No, not a train, not the New Jersey Transit.
No, yes, of course I have. When I used to visit my brother in Brooklyn, the A, the C, or the E.
The E is not in Brooklyn, sis.
It's not? Where's the E?
It's in Manhattan.
Whatever. We better not make stuff up.
Wait, no. He lived on the borderline of Bed-Stuy and downtown Brooklyn. So yeah, that's the A.
Okay.
That's the A and the C.
So no E?
No.
Still? Okay.
You could have taken the E and then transferred to the A or the C.
Okay. I know there was an E somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the exit sign?
I have no clue. I just followed him and he walks mad fast.
Really?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, what? We from Jersey. We get in cars. Okay? All this walking and trotting you doing. First of all, you done left me in New Jersey.
I can't. I never knew that you was on a MTA train. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been on an MTA bus? Mm-hmm. The 26?
I don't know.
Street?
Sweetie, I don't know.
Was it tokens or was it a Metro card?
Metro cards, definitely.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, I've been on it. And then with my friend that lives in Brooklyn, we would get on the bus and stuff too.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. So she a little Brooklynite here.
A little bit, but I still called it the J.
The J bus?
So here we are.
Okay, see, that's the suffrage that she's talking about. Yeah. That's the struggle bus she's talking about.
Right.
All right. Anything else that we need to cover?
We don't need to cover any of this. I'll let you know, but because it's a suffrage right here recording this. But no, I think we wanted to do give an ode to women and some of the struggles that we've been through. We're still here,
still struggling
in different ways. But to be honest, we don't catch a break, right? So
never.
From starting your period to going through perimenopause, then going through menopause, it's like, when do we get a break from any of this?
You don't. You just don't get a break.
You just don't. And what do men have to go through?
I think the worst thing for men is the prostate exam.
Give me a break. And half of y'all ain't even having it because you're not going to a doctor because you don't have a PCP.
Refer back to episode 1.
Yeah.
And 2.
2 and 3 for that matter. And all of the episodes, because somehow we happen to mention it in each episode. Get you a doctor.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
And then what about laundry? Laundry takes my life.
Laundry? And
I don't know about your kids, but Corey changes her clothes at home, her play clothes, about 6 times a day.
They come home, they put on a different, Layla does. She puts on a different outfit, and then she'll put on the pajamas outfit later.
No, on a Saturday.
Oh, on a Saturday? I don't really know what happens.
Let me find you be checked out.
I do.
Okay. Corey will have on long sleeves and pants, and then she gets hot, so then she changes her shirt, and then the shirt don't look right with the pants that she has on. Mind you, everything has holes in it because it's her play clothes that she wears around the house. And we be like, stop changing your clothes.
Yeah.
Stop it. Laundry takes my life. Cooking has been taking my life for the past couple of years. I try to cook for my family. But cleaning up the kitchen, prepping the food, it's just exhausting. It's all very exhausting.
It is. And I don't feel like all of those things should have to fall on the woman.
It should, but it does.
It does. And when I tell you my next boo thing, whatever that is, they're going to be a laundry doing, cooking.
Yeah. I always tell my husband that my next husband is going to be different.
That you telling him?
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
My next husband is going to cook. Boo cleans if I ask him to. But he's going to cook. He's going to clean. I'm going to be the one sitting on the couch taking a nap on a Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
He's going to fold the clothes properly so I don't have to refold them.
Yeah, me too. So I'm still actually looking for that. So if you guys know of anyone, let me know. But
she is. And I know he's out there.
I do too.
I know he's out there, girl.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there waiting for you.
Probably doing laundry right now as we speak.
Seasoning his chicken for tomorrow.
Right. I can see him.
Mm-hmm.
I can see him doing it.
He is. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, so stay strong. If you have any dreams, you can do it. We are so strong as women. Men could never do half the things. When I tell you, they could never. And so believe in yourself. Like, you can do it. Put your back into it. I just had to say it. That's my saying. I mean, it's so applicable. Like, you could do it, put your back into it. That could be applied.
Putting your back into it is what kept you pregnant.
And that's true. But it happens, right? It's applicable to many situations.
Yeah.
Doing that laundry, you could do it, put your back into it.
True.
You cooking, stirring that pot, put your back into it.
No, women, we can do absolutely anything. And it's been proven time and time and time again. And sometimes, Jasmine, don't you just feel like saying, "Phew, I did that."
Yeah. I feel like I've been tooting at least to myself, toot my horns lately. Because I look back over the last few years of struggle, literal struggle, and I did do that. Okay,
you did.
I did do
you
that.
Went through so much. And there were times when you didn't think you could do it.
There were times, many times, where I said, it's too much. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Get somebody else to do it. I said that so many times last year. Get somebody else to do it.
You said get somebody else to do it, and a few years back you kept saying it's above me now.
Yes. It's above me now, and get someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
You were done. You were definitely done. But y'all, when I tell y'all, and Jasmine hates to feel like she's the strongest person because that means that all her life she had to fight. Mm-hmm. But you are literally one of the strongest people that I know.
Oh.
Like, seriously. So many times I would have tapped out. I'd be like, all right, I'm done.
Right. See you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you are one of the strongest people that I know. And that's, like, women, I just feel like we all choose our paths differently, but at the foundational core of us, I feel like we are strong.
We are. We
may need help opening up a jar, but we're strong.
Right. We were built for this. You can do it. We can do it. We've done it. Kim, you are also strong, so please toot your own horn as well.
But I feel like the weakest link a lot.
You do, but
a lot.
You make it through in your own way, right? So, like, you know yourself well enough to know what you need during certain times and how to get through that, right? Sure. And so that is also a gift within itself, to understand how you operate, what you need to do or not do during situations. That is a gift as well, and you know that about yourself. I just be flying high somewhere trying to do different things and somehow making it
through. Yeah, I think as individuals, you, me, and all the people out there watching, like you said, people know what they need to make it through. But there are some times when us as women feel like we can't make it through.
Yeah.
I've been there a lot of times. And I just feel like I'm done.
Yeah. It's above me now.
Yeah.
I'm do it.
I'm not even going to attempt to do this. It is what it is. Let that chicken in there cook itself.
Yeah.
How many times have we taken our stuff to cook for dinner and we be like, we can't do this?
Yeah. We gonna order something, we gonna go, and that's okay too.
Yeah, because what's important, and you and I have talked about this like our entire friendship, what's important is that these kids have something to eat that's hot before bed.
Right. And sometimes it's not hot. I ain't even gonna hold you. It may be just like the man said, eat some cereal for dinner.
You gotta do what you gotta do, Jess.
So we've been doing that, sir. Like I tell you, I don't know if you heard the story about the Kellogg's CEO gonna tell people, because they raised their prices by 28%.
I didn't know.
So he told people what they could do, I guess, to offset that price increase and all the other inflation that's happening, which we talked about in our previous episode, is to eat cereal for dinner
That's what he
to
said?
save money. That's what he said. I said, well, first of all, have you just met us? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of us have been doing that. All right. Because sometimes you just want cereal for dinner. Like, I don't know how to hold
I
you.
know you and I have eaten cereal for dinner. I
Yeah.
can't give Corey cereal for dinner because she eats for 4 people.
Yeah, I can't do that either, but I may throw a waffle or two down for dinner.
You have to give something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because these kids like to eat.
Usually Kellogg.
But
Usually
you
it's
and I have
Eggo.
had cereal for dinner because we've sent pictures.
Yeah, we have.
But there's plenty of times I've had air for dinner.
I personally can't do that. The way my blood sugar is set up, I can't have air for dinner. So
I've had air with the side of air.
Yeah. So
we don't recommend that.
We don't.
I have done it a lot of times. Not because I didn't have food, but just because I'm weak. After you do bath time, after you may have to write a paper or take a test or fold some laundry or just after anything, you are just weak. You just want to take a shower and get into bed.
You do, but then you make it, you get up the next day, you keep going. And so that's what we want to tell you guys. Just keep going, keep doing it. We got this as women. We hold everything up. And if you're a Black woman, we the backbone. So just remember that.
I agree. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for watching, and please tune in next time for more Snitches.
Bye.